الحمد لله كفى والصلاة والسلام على السيد الحبيب المصطفى وعلى آله وأصحابه نجوم الهدى قادة التقى. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني يحببكم الله ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم والله غفور رحيم. وقال الله تعالى في موضع آخر: لقد كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة حسنة لمن كان يرجو الله واليوم الآخر وذكر الله كثيرا. وقال الله تعالى في موضع آخر: وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى أكون أحب إليه من والده وولده والناس أجمعين. وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام: من تمسك بسنتي عند فساد أمتي فله أجر 100 شهيد. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الأمي الكريم، ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. Dear respected elders, brothers and friends, today I want to talk about a topic which I feel the whole Muslim Ummah collectively as a Jama'ah, all together, we are all lacking, we are all faltering in it. And before we start, I want to ask you a question. A question where the answer will all be the same, but the condition of the heart will be different. If I were to ask you, do you love Allah? You'd all say yeah. You'd have to say yeah. But then I'd ask you, if you love Allah, then what does Allah demand? If you claim to love Allah, then what does Allah demand? Allah demands that you follow His commands. Allah demands that whatever orders He has given you, you follow them. Because you love Him, you claim to love Him. When you love somebody, you do anything for them. You do anything. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he loved Allah. He was ready to sacrifice his son for Allah. This is love. And then I ask you, do we love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Now all of us are going to say yeah. What do our hearts say? Do our hearts say we love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Because if we did love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as he has the right that we love him, then all the problems, I believe all the problems in the Muslim Ummah is facing today, 99% of the problems will go away from the Muslim Ummah. If you follow the Sunnat of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you want to find a better teacher, if you want to find the best teacher, look no further than Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, what does he say about Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He says, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us, I have never seen a better teacher, not before the time of the Prophet, not during the time of the Prophet, and there will never be a better teacher after the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you want to see the perfect father, look no further than Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Fatima radiallahu anha, when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was on his deathbed, she comes to him and he whispers something in her ear, and she cries. And then he says something in her ear very quietly, and then she laughs. So then Hazrat Aisha, the other wives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then asked Fatima radiallahu anha, that what is it that made you cry, made you laugh? And she said, no, I won't tell you now. I'll tell you after, when the time is right. After Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was passing away, they asked her again, that what did Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam say to you, that you laughed? Next second if you cried first, then you started laughing straight away. She said, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told me as a father, I was the only person he told. He told me as a father, Fatima, I am leaving this world. So I cried. I thought Allah has made him rahmatul lil alameen. Because of him, the dunya, the world, it seems a place for me to live in. I want to live in the world because he's in the world. So once he's leaving the world, then I don't have any desire to live in this world anymore. So I cried. And then he told me, but Fatima, you will be the first person who will be joining me in Jannat. So then I laughed. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as a grandfather, Hazrat Hassan, Hazrat Hussein would pray with Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He used to take them, he used to kiss them. Hazrat Umama, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's granddaughter. You know the life before Islam of the Arabs. They used to kill their daughters, they used to bury them alive. Islam came, the Prophet ﷺ came, the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came. And Nabi ﷺ, to show the world, to show the Arabs what you did before was wrong, he carries his granddaughter on his shoulders. The greatest man in history. He carries a girl on his shoulders. Look at the level, look at the status he's giving to women, look at the status he's giving to girls. And nowadays we see the propaganda of the kuffar. What do they say? Islam has shamed their women. Islam has disgraced their women. Islam has taken their rights away from women. If there was anybody in the world to give women their rights in the first place, it was Islam. It was the Prophet ﷺ. It was the Prophet ﷺ. If you want to find the perfect master, the perfect employer, look no further than Rasulullah ﷺ. Hazrat Anas radiallahu anhu says in a hadith in Bukhari Sharif, that never in 10 years of my service with Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, never did Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam hit me. Never did he say, why did you do this? Never did he say, why didn't you do this? Never. As a husband, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, according to Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha, someone came and they asked Hazrat Aisha, what is the Prophet doing? She didn't say, no, he's running after people. He's trying to make everybody Muslims. She said, no, he's in the khidmat of the people of his house. He's doing work, he's doing the housework. He's brushing the floor. He's cleaning his clothes with his own hand. He's taking the pests that come in the clothes, he's taking them out with his own hands. He's patching up his clothes on his own. This is the Prophet ﷺ. Now when we discuss the life of the Prophet, we discuss two things. We discuss the surat, the physical features of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Now it is nearly impossible for us to copy the physical features, exactly as how Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam's were. There are things we can copy. Things like the style we keep our hair. Things like our beard. We can copy Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But the seerat, the lifestyle, the characteristics of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is there so we can follow it. Is there so we can use it. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam says in a hadith, whoever loves my sunnat, he loves me. Whoever loves me will be with me in Jannat. So whoever loves the sunnat of the Prophet will be with him in Jannat. We say we love the Prophet. If I claim to love the Prophet, I have to love the Quran the Prophet brought. I have to love that Allah who sent the Prophet to this world. I have to love all the commandments that Prophet ﷺ gave us. And what do I mean by loving the commandments? I mean I have to follow every single thing the Nabi ﷺ said to me. Every single thing he said to me. Nabi ﷺ, he was the perfect businessman. Why did Hazrat Khadija radiallahu anha, why did she choose Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam over all the people of Arabia? All the wealthy, the big businessmen of Arabia came to her, proposed to her. She said no. She heard of this great person. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was 25 years old. She heard there's this person who's 25 years old. He's called As-Sadiq, the truthful one. He's called Al-Amin, the trustworthy. She says, who is this person? So she sends one of her people with Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam with a caravan for trade. He comes back and he says, this Prophet, at that time Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam wasn't given nubuwwat. So he says, this person you sent me with, he's perfect. Everything he does is business. Everything is true. He never shortchanges anybody. Then Hazrat Khadija says, I rejected all the rich people of Arabia, I have chosen the poor person in Arabia, I have chosen Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Why? Not for his dunya. She chose him for his characteristics. So is there not a lesson in it for us? That what does the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam have to offer for us? What does he have to offer to us? And what do we have to pay back Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? What do you have to pay back? The hadith I mentioned, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, none of you can be a true believer, a kamil mu'min, a perfect believer. لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى أكون أحب إليه, until I become more beloved to him. Beloved than what? Beloved than my car? إليه من والده, I become more beloved to him than his father. I become more beloved to him than his son. I become more beloved to him than the whole world. If I were to tell you today, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave me a hukam, gave me a command, just for example, that you slaughter your father, you will love me. How many of us would be ready? If we were in the time of the Prophet, and the Prophet would tell us, looking at the condition of our iman today, the condition of our love for the Prophet today, how many of us would forsake our lives? We're not able to forsake the celebrities. Forget forsaking our parents, our sons. We can't forsake the people who mean nothing to us, who should mean nothing to us. I want to give you a few examples of the love for Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Asma radiallahu anha, when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Hazrat Abu Bakr, when they were leaving for Hijrah, they left in a manner where nobody knew they left. Only a few certain people knew. So then Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam comes to the house of Hazrat Abu Bakr, and he says, prepare us some food. It's going to be a strenuous journey, it's going to be hard. We can't take anybody with us because we have to do this secretly. Hazrat Asma bint Abi Bakr radiallahu anha, she's still a child at that time, and she's wearing a belt. She tears up her belt, and there's 2 containers of food, one for food, one for drink. She ties one part of the belt around the food, one around the drink. And then Hazrat Abu Bakr and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they say to her that we're going to be on this journey, this food will last maybe 2-3 days. We're going to be hiding in a cave most probably. So you go bring food to us. She said, okay, no problem. Because it's a child, nobody will doubt the child. If the child runs away, nobody will doubt the child. So then she says, okay, no problem. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Hazrat Abu Bakr, they start their journey. And then they reside in Ghar Thawr. They stay there for a few days. In that time, Hazrat Asma is coming back and forth from Mecca. And when she's coming back one day from the cave to Mecca, Abu Jahl catches her. Abu Jahl, Aduullah, he's the enemy of Allah. He grabs her by her hair and he says, where did you go? He says, where is your Prophet? Where is your father? Do you know where they are? She says, yes, I know where they are. He says, where are they? He's grabbing her hair. She says, I refuse to tell you. He kicks her, he beats her, he throws her to the floor. He then picks her up by her hair. He says, tell me or I'll kill you. She says, no. She goes, you can kill me, you can't. I won't let you touch my Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says, I'll beat you. She goes, beat me, but I won't have you beating my Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She put her life on the line for the life of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We see the story of Hazrat Mullah Qasim Nanoti rahmatullahi alayhi, the founder of Darul Ulum Deoband. 7 miles before he used to enter Medina, he used to take off his sandals. And this was in a time, this is 150 years ago. So his students tell him, the people traveling, suffered with him, on the journey with him, they ask him, Hazrat, your feet, they're going to become swollen, bruised, they're going to start bleeding. It's better for you to wear these sandals. He says, maybe 1300 years ago, my Prophet would have walked on this path with his sandals. I don't want it to be that this disgraced person, this person who is so low in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his feet trample upon the same sand that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam walked upon. 7 miles before he walked into Medina. 7 miles before he walked into Medina. If you look at the state of the Ummah today, forget trampling on the sand of Medina. We have trampled over the Sunnat of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have thrown the Sunnat of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam to one side. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in one hadith, I am leaving you behind 2 things. I am going to go. My bodily presence, my physical presence will leave the world. But I will leave you behind 2 things. If you were to hold fast to these 2 things, never will you go astray. Never will you go astray. Now I asked before, do we love the Prophet? What did we say? We said, yes, I love the Prophet, but I think I love the Prophet anyway. So if we love somebody, can we have doubt in anything they say? Can we have any doubt in it? He says, hold on to these 2 things and you will never go astray. And what is the main problem with the Ummah today? 90% of the Ummah has been led astray. 90% of the Ummah have names Muhammad, have names Ismail, have names Abu Bakr. How many of these Ismails, Abu Bakrs, Muhammads are reading their 5 times Salah daily? We're looking now. On Jumu'ah, the whole masjid is full. The whole masjid is full. Then why is it? In Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, on a normal day, why can the masjid not be full? You know, it's crazy. Taraweeh is only Sunnat. Yeah? And the whole masjid is filled in Taraweeh. For a Sunnat prayer. For a Farz prayer, we get 3 safs. We get 3 rows. We get 3 rows for a Farz prayer. Are there only 3 rows worth of Muslims in Sunnah? Are there only 3 rows worth of Muslims in Sunnah? Nabi Sallallahu said, hold on to 2 things, you will never go astray. He said, hold on to my Sunnat and hold on to the Quran. If you hold on to the teachings of the Quran, you will never go astray. If you hold on to my Sunnat, you will never go astray. You will never go astray. One of the Sunnats I want to talk about today, it's a very, very, very important Sunnat. I said before, it's practically impossible for us to follow, to copy Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's, to replicate Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's facial features, to copy his physical features. It's practically impossible. Remember Ali radiallahu anhu, he says, on the night when the 14th moon would come out, I'd be walking with Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I'd look at the Prophet, I'd look at the moon. I'd look at the Prophet, I'd look at the moon. Then I'd look at the Prophet again. And then it occurred to me that the Prophet is more beautiful than the moon. Stop looking at the moon. It's impossible for us to follow, to copy this nur, this light on the face of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But one of the things we can copy, we should copy, we have to copy. It's an usul of fiqh, al-amru lil-wujub. That whenever someone like Allah, whenever a being like Allah or His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam give us a hukam, give us a command, give us an order to do something, to carry out this order becomes wajib, becomes compulsory on every single Muslim. Awfirul luha. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Awfirul luha, lengthen your beards. He said, lengthen your beards. Shaykh al-Arab wal-Ajam, Hazrat Mawlana Muhammad Zakaria Sahib rahmatullahi alayhi, he writes, when a person shaves his beard, when I mean shaving his beard, I don't mean a clean shave, I mean anything below a fist length. If you go to the pound shop and you go there with 80p, is anyone going to serve you? Is anyone going to serve you? What is the requirements for Allah? A fist length. And how much are we giving him? We're giving him this much, we're giving him 80p's worth. Is Allah going to accept it? If anything, he'll throw you and he'll say, no, go away from here. 2 people, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, story comes to mind. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he sent a letter to the Kisra, to the king of Persia. This king of Persia, he saw the letter, and he tore up the letter. Comes in a hadith from Mazzaqahu, hadith of Bukhari Sharif. He tore up the letter. Mazzaqa means to, to make it so, to shrivel it up absolutely into small pieces. So we know regard to the letter of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Then this Kisra of Egypt, he sends 2 people from Yemen. He goes, go to the Prophet. These 2 people were Christian. He says, go to the Prophet and speak. What is the problem with this Prophet? What does he want from us? They come to the Prophet. They're both clean shaven. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam turns his head away from them. And he says, Man amarakuma bihada, man amarakuma bihada. Who told you to do this? Who told you to do this? Who told you to shave your beard? Who told you to do this? Imagine Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam sees us today. Imagine he sees our state today. Is he going to be pleased? Is he going to cry? In the qabr, when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when people are asked, when Munkar and Nakir, they come, when all the pardas, all the coverings, all the mud between my grave and the grave of my Prophet is opened. The angels will come and they will ask, who is this lying there? Who is this Prophet? Let it not be that with our shaven beards, as he turned away from the Christians in the qabr, when we have to look at his face so we can say, this is my Prophet. You don't turn his face away from us and he says, I'm not going to let you say I'm Prophet. I'm not going to let you say I'm the Prophet Muhammad. What are we going to do on that day? Do we know what the Prophet has done for us? I mentioned this hadith before. All night, every night, he'd pray Tahajjud Salah. Hazrat Aisha says to him, O Prophet of Allah, Allah says He has forgiven everything. He's forgiven your previous sins. He's forgiven your future sins. Then why do all this worship? Why do all this worship? Your feet are becoming swollen. They're becoming bruised. Your health is deteriorating. Why do you worship Allah? So there's no need for you to worship Allah. He says, is there not an ummah to come after me? You are going to be in need of my du'as. All night I stay up making dua for this ummah. Look at the state of this ummah today. We have thrown the du'as of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to one side. The rights Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has upon us, we have thrown to one side. This, in the time of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in Masjid Nabawi, when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to give his khutbahs, when he used to give his sermons, his speeches, there was a stump, a little trunk of a tree. And he used to lean against it and he used to address the gathering. And then the Sahabis came to him one day, they said, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it's only a stump of a tree. Should we make you a proper mimbar, somewhere to sit on? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam didn't say yes or no. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, as you wish, whatever you think is best. They made him this mimbar. And then one day, when this mimbar was made, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they heard a crying voice, a voice crying. And it said in the hadith, the voice was crying like how a 10-month pregnant camel cries. It was crying like that. Sahabis looking around, what is this thing crying? None of the Sahabis are crying. The Prophet isn't crying. Then we see this tree trunk crying. And then Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked the tree trunk, why are you crying for? What is it that makes you cry? He goes, all your life, O Prophet, you leaned against me. I saw it as a source of barakah. I saw it that, the greatest man in history is leaning on me. Look at my status today. Look at what he's doing for me. When they made for you this mimbar and you were sitting on the other mimbar, I thought, now my Prophet has left me. Even though he's right next to the Prophet, he says, now, I'm not feeling the same thing. Now, Nabi, I can't bear this separation from you. Forget this separation from the Prophet. That separation was of 1 meter. We've thrown Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's sunnat away. We've thrown it away. If a tree can have so much love for the Prophet, why can we not have so much love for the Prophet? Why can we not have so much love for the Prophet? I mentioned this hadith as well. Time of Fatih Makkah, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had conquered Makkah. The kuffar had given him so much grief. We hear the story of Taif. They made him bleed so much, his feet, his body became stuck to his clothes. Now we hear this, but we don't think about it. I want you to think about it, picture it. Picture someone bleeding so heavily, the blood becomes like a glue. His whole body is stuck to his clothes, his feet are stuck to his shoes. Yet Allah says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We have not sent you but as a means of mercy, as a means of rahmah for the whole universe. For the whole universe. The angels came to him and said, Nabi, give me the word. Give me one word. I will take these two mountains and I will crush the people of Taif. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, no. I have hope these people will bring Islam after me. Look at the mercy of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Look at the mercy of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And we see the likes of Shaykh al-Arab al-Ajam, Hazrat Mawlana Hussain Ahmad Madani Sahib rahmatullahi alayhi. He done service in Masjid al-Nabi for free. For free for how many years? 18 years. 18 years. He didn't take one penny. Do you know what his food used to be? He used to go into the streets of Medina. He used to take leaves. He used to eat the leaves of the trees. For 18 years he survived by eating leaves. He used to walk through the alleyways of Medina. He used to see the peel of a watermelon. He used to take this watermelon. He used to wash it. He used to eat it. The peel. His students say to him, we will supply you, we will give you everything. Just say the word. Why are you eating the peel? Why are you eating leaves? He said, do you know the barakah, the blessings of the sand of Medina? Do you know the blessings of the sand of Medina? This watermelon has touched the sands of Medina. I want it to be that by eating this watermelon, I intake some of the blessings of this Medina. If we love the Prophet, we have to love where the Prophet was. We have to love Makkah. We have to love Medina. Once someone brought some dates to Hazrat Gangohi rahmatullahi alayhi. Hazrat Gangohi, he ate the dates, and like what we do is we throw the seeds away of the dates, even though we know they come from Medina. He throws the seeds away. So then he kept these seeds, and every morning he used to grind the seeds, and he used to take the seeds, he used to eat them. Some people say it's bad for you. He used to take the seeds. The student said to him, you know, Hazrat, your health is going to deteriorate. Stop taking these seeds. You know, why do you take these seeds? Because I have so much yaqeen, I have so much faith that Allah has blessed these seeds. Allah has blessed the khajur of Medina. That I 100% believe Allah has kept a cure in these seeds. If you were to tell me there was a cure in eating the sands of Medina, I would believe you 100%. Shifa being in the sands of Medina. Look at the love these people had for the Prophet. Look at the love these people had for the Prophet. And where is all of today? Where have we put our love today? I'm going to tell you. We have put our love today in the dunya. We have put our love today in the celebrities, in the people who are the enemies of Allah, in the people who openly proclaim their being against Islam. They openly proclaim it. I mentioned this Quran ayat before. إِذْ تَبَرَّأَ الَّذِينَ اتُّبِعُوا مِنَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا وَرَأَوُا الْعَذَابَ إِذْ تَبَرَّأَ الَّذِينَ اتُّبِعُوا مِنَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا وَرَأَوُا الْعَذَابَ. The people on the day of Qiyamah, the people who followed, the celebrities, they will say, Allah will ask them, because we will accuse them saying, you led me astray, you led me astray, you led me astray. So these celebrities, they'll say, no Allah, I didn't lead him astray. I'm innocent from this, I'm innocent from this. وَرَأَوُا الْعَذَابِ. The people who followed the celebrities, both people will see the fire of Jahannam. Both people will see the adhab, the punishment Allah has in store for them. وَتَقَطَّعَتْ بِهِمُ الْأَسْبَابِ. That day, all relationships, all ties will be broken. وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا لَوْ أَنَّ لَنَا كَرَّةً. The people who follow these celebrities, what will they say? They will say, Allah, give me one more chance. Allah, Give me one more chance. Give me one more chance to say Subhanallah. Give me one more chance to change my life. Give me one more chance to change my life. I saw he didn't have a beard. I didn't keep a beard. Hazrat Mawlana Muhammad Zakaria Sahib Rahmatullahi alayhi, he writes, when a person shaves his beard, he is in sin for every single second of his life. Every single second, every single passing now, we are in sin. Every single second. Imagine therefore when Allah, one of the al-mawazin al-qist, Allah, He will keep the scales that will not lie, the just scales. Our good deeds, our bad deeds. Every single second of sin will be in these bad deeds. Will be in the scale of the bad deeds. What are we going to answer to on that day? What are we going to answer to? Allah, nobody came to me. Allah, nobody came to me. We are going to be short of answers on that day, my brothers. We will go for Hajj. We will shave our beards in Hajj. We will be in the masjid. We will shave our beards in the masjid. Has the Prophet not done enough for you? Has the Prophet not done enough for you? That we can think, we look deep into our hearts and we think, Allah, take me now. Allah, let me follow the path of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, because if I don't, you know, the people of Da'wat Tabligh, they say, success in this world and in the hereafter lies in Muhammadur Rasulullah. The kalima is not complete without Muhammadur Rasulullah. This is a status given to our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The name of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is written on the arsh from the time of Hazrat Adam. Hazrat Adam says to Allah, who is this? Muhammadur Rasulullah. Allah says, how do you know there's a Muhammadur Rasulullah? He says, Ya Allah, I am asking because you've written his name on your arsh. You've written his name with your name. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. This person must be a great person for his name to be with your name. Who is this person? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah gives him the answer. He is a person who is going to be coming. He will have the best ummah. Why will he have the best ummah? Because his ummah will follow everything they say. They will be the last ummah before Qiyamah. His ummah will be the last ummah before Qiyamah. We have no appreciation, my dear respected elders and brothers, for Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. There are non-Muslims with greater appreciation for the Prophet's life than we do. Gandhi of India, in young India, I'll tell you what he writes. He writes, it is a lie what everybody says. He is an enemy of Islam. He is a Hindu. What does he say? I have read the history of Islam. I have read the history of the Prophet ﷺ, and what everybody claims is a lie. Islam was not spread by the sword. Islam was spread by the faith, the passion, the courage, the love of the Prophet ﷺ. It was brought forward by the love, the passion, the courage of the messenger of God. And Gandhi goes on to say, I read 2 volumes of his history, of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's biography. I read 2 volumes. After I finished the 2nd volume, I felt regret, I felt sorrow that why isn't there any more to read of this great life? How many of us have even tried reading the Sirat of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? A non-Muslim has read the Sirat and has said, if only there was more to read of this life. How many of us have read it? How many of us have an enthusiasm that let me know about my Prophet? Michael Hart in 1978, he made a list of the 100 most influential people in history. 100 most influential people in history. Guess who was his number 1? A non-Muslim. Guess who was his number 1? None other than the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he says himself, he writes in his book, that all the other 99 people, all the leaders, the people who have a great name, who have a great place in history, who have a place in the books of history, they had everything on a plate for them. You look at Napoleon with France, he had a big empire. Anybody could have been Napoleon. The kamal, the perfection wasn't in the person, it was in the role. He goes, the condition of the Prophet at that time was the absolute opposite. The great empires were the Roman empires, the Persian empires, the Chinese empires. It was a time when there was no trade in Mecca, when the people of Mecca were so poor. It's easy to be famous when you're rich. Try being famous when you're poor. He said the work this Prophet did in the condition he was brought in was the reason I made him the most influential man in history. I made him more influential than Jesus, more influential than Paul, more influential than Einstein, more influential than Newton. This is our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. One of the students was Imam Shafi'i rahmatullahi alayhi, the great Imam Shafi'i rahmatullahi alayhi. One of the students see him in a dream. And they say, Imam Sahib, Ustad, how did Allah treat you? Imam Shafi'i in the dream, he replies, Allah, He welcomed me, He included me in His pious servants, and He took me to Jannat, and He said, there will be no reckoning for you on the day of Qiyamah. So the person in the dream, the person who's having the dream, he asks, what did you do? Why is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you, has done you ikram, has respected you so greatly? He said, I used to recite one durood sharif, one durood sharif, one durood sharif. How many? Not 100. One durood sharif. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin kullama dhakarahu dhakirun, wa salli ala Muhammadin kullama ghafala an dhikrihi al-ghafilun. Let's read some durood sharif. Now, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Was it so hard? Was it so hard? He says, I used to recite this one durood. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took me to Jannat and said there will be no reckoning for the day of Qiyamah. On the day of Qiyamah, where each man will go to every single prophet, he'll go to Adam, intercede for me. Till Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take me to Jannah. Adam will say, no. Ya Rabbi nafsi, Ya Rabbi nafsi. Allah save myself, Allah, only me. The Prophet, all these prophets will say, only me. Hazrat Musa will not do sifarish, will not do shafa'at, will not do the intercession for his mother, not for his sister, not for Asiya. He will not do intercession for anybody. That Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, not even for his mother Hazrat Maryam and Isa will do the intercession. The people will be running around, intercede for me, I'm in trouble, intercede for me, intercede for me, intercede for me. Allah says in the Quran about Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, فَمَنْ تَبِعَنِي فَإِنَّهُ مِنِّي وَمَنْ عَصَانِي فَإِنَّكَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam says to Allah, when Allah tells him, I want to destroy your qawm, I want to destroy your ummah. Look at them. He says, Allah, whoever follows me, فَإِنَّهُ مِنِّي, then they're part of me. You know Allah, leave them alone. وَمَنْ عَصَانِي, whoever has disrespected me, whoever has disobeyed me, فَإِنَّكَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ, then it's all in your hands, O Allah. You do what you feel with them. He said, you feel what you do, you do what you feel with them. Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam said, إِن تُعَذِّبْهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ عِبَادُكَ. Allah, you can give them a punishment, but if you do punish them, then remember they are your servants. إِن تُعَذِّبْهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ عِبَادُكَ وَإِن تَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ فَإِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. If you forgive them, then you are the great, you are the sovereign, you know everything. My Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam isn't going to leave it to chance. My Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will fall in prostration on the day of Qiyamah. The hadith comes in Bukhari Sharif. He will fall in prostration on the day of Qiyamah. He will cry, Allah, I am interceding for my whole ummah. Allah, I intercede for those people who used to disobey me, I intercede for them as well. Allah, my whole ummah, I intercede for everybody. In one hadith, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, نَحْنُ أَوَّلُونَ السَّابِقُونَ نَحْنُ آخِرُونَ السَّابِقُونَ even. That we are the ummah who came last, but we will be the first ummah who will enter Jannah. Our ummah will enter Jannah before all the other anbiya. Before the prophets of Allah enter Jannah, our ummah, people like me and you will enter Jannah. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will fall in prostration. He will cry, he will cry, he will cry. Allah will say, Irfa' ra'sak washfa' tushaffa'. Raise your head, O Nabi, raise your head, O Nabi. Irfa' ra'sak washfa' tushaffa'. You intercede, your intercession will be accepted today. Take your ummah into Jannah, take your ummah into Jannah. Take your ummah into Jannah. My dear respected elders and brothers, today, as a Muslim ummah, we have made this deen a joke. We have let other people make it a joke, and we have not stood up to do anything. This same deen, for which Hazrat Bilal radiallahu anh was dragged across the scorching hot sand of Mecca, across the scorching hot sand, a big boulder was placed on him. The kuffar were saying, give up your iman, give up your iman, give up your iman. What was he calling? Ahad, Ahad, Ahad. No, I will never forsake my religion, I will never forsake my Prophet, I will never forsake my Allah. The same religion that we are taking the fun out of, that we are making a joke out of, is the same religion for which 356 Sahaba radiallahu anhum gave their life in the time of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. For which 27,000 Sahaba radiallahu anhum, 27,000 Sahaba radiallahu anhum gave their lives in the era of the 4 Khalifas. 27,000 prophets. The same deen, the same religion, the same sunnah, the same Quran, for which Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal was disgraced, for which he was beaten in public, for which Hazrat Imam Malik rahmatullahi alayhi, his face was blackened and his face was taken across the streets of Medina so everyone could see him disgraced. This is the deen we are making a joke out of. Allah has given us the deen on a plate. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum. I have completed today for you your deen. The deen is on the plate. All we have to do is put it inside us. Everything is ready-made for us. The deen has been ready-made for us. And we refuse to take lessons. You know, Hazrat Thani rahmatullahi alayhi, Ibn Taymiyyah rahmatullahi alayhi, Hazrat Alama Anwar Shah Kashmir rahmatullahi alayhi, they say, anyone taking the mick out of the Prophet, making a joke out of deen, out of a Prophet, will become a kafir. Will become a kafir. The example one of our ulama gives is, if I were to tell you to cut your nails, and I were to tell you it was a sunnat of the Prophet, cut your nails, you were to say, brother, I know it's a sunnat, but I'm not going to cut it anyway. I don't care if it's a sunnat. I don't care if it's a sunnat. This person will become a kafir. If I were to tell you, lengthen your beards, it's a sunnat, and you were to say, I don't care if it's a sunnat, you would become a kafir. Would you become a kafir? If you were to say, I know it's a sunnat, but still I don't care if it's a sunnat. What is a sunnat? What is the level of this sunnat? Who cares if it's a sunnat? I show no importance to this sunnat. I am making a joke out of this sunnat. This person will become a kafir. He will have to do his nikah again. He will have to read the kalima again. This is the seriousness of our deeds, my brothers, and yet we have no understanding of the deen. We have no understanding of the deen. Deen isn't just for Islam. Deen isn't just for the masjid. Deen isn't just for Ramadan. Inna deena inda Allah Islam. Allah says, verily deen. What does deen mean? Deen means religion, Islam, the lifestyle of the Prophet, the lifestyle. Inna Allah al-Islam. According to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what? Islam. Allah doesn't say when you come to the masjid, you are a topi. Allah doesn't say when you come to the masjid, you are a jubba. When you come to the masjid, you try to lengthen your beard in the masjid. Allah says your whole lifestyle as a businessman, as a teacher, as a servant, as a worker is of Islam. You have to represent Islam everywhere you go. We have become so engulfed in this dunya. We have left the ways of the Prophet on the day of Qiyamah. What if my Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, no, go away from me, go away from me. Allah says, whoever denies me in the world, in front of everybody on Yawm al-Qiyamah, I will deny him. Are we denying Allah or not? Of course we're denying Allah. We are refusing to follow the commandments of Allah, and we're doubting that we're denying Allah. We refuse to follow the commands, we refuse to follow the order of Allah, and we want Allah to love us. We do dua for 5 minutes, we say, Allah love us, I've done dua for 5 minutes. Allah is Arhamur Rahimeen. How do we know Allah will love you? But my dear respected elders and brothers, this requires an effort from our side. A striving in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A striving to get the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the right path. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, he was Ra'isul Munafiqeen. He was the greatest munafiq in the time of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He wasn't even a munafiq because he used to do it openly. Ra'isul Munafiqeen. He tortured Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He gave Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam so many problems, so many hardships. Yet on his deathbed, as a munafiq, knowing the whole world knows I'm a munafiq, he calls his brother, he calls his son Hazrat Abdullah, same name. He says, Abdullah, you are a pakka sahabi, you are a proper sahabi. His son was a proper sahabi. He says to his son, go to your Prophet and ask him to read my janazah salah for me. His son says to him, Father, have you no shame? Your whole life you disgraced the Prophet. Your whole life you tortured the Prophet. You caused him problems, you caused him difficulties, you caused him hardships. And now on your deathbed you're telling me that you want him to read your salah for you. Look at the answer an enemy of Allah gives. Look at the answer the enemy of Rasul gives. He says, if there is one person in this world who can show mercy, it is your Prophet. I would have brought forth to him a lifetime of torturing, a lifetime of hardships. But I am convinced your Prophet is so merciful, your Lord is so merciful that He will have enough mercy, He will forgive me and He will pray my janazah salah for me. An enemy of Allah says this. Where is our yaqeen? Where is our yaqeen in the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Where is our yaqeen in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Why is it that we have preferred the people of the dunya to the one of the akhirah? Hazrat Ali says, irtahalat ad-dunya mudbiratan wa irtahalat al-akhirah muqbilatan. That the dunya is going away from you. Every day passes, the dunya is taking a step back. Every day passes, akhirat is coming closer. What preparation have we done for the akhirat? One person came to Nabi and he asks, Mata Sa'ah, when is the day of Qiyamah? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, what have you prepared for the day of Qiyamah? You're very quick to ask, when is Qiyamah? What have you prepared for Qiyamah? What if Qiyamah is tomorrow? What have you prepared? What have you prepared? What are we going to say in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What are we going to say? What are we going to say in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? I've forgotten the story I was saying. Absolutely. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in the hadith we mentioned, Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu, he says, Akhirat is coming closer to you. وَلِكُلِّ وَاحِدٍ مِّنْهُمَا بَنُونَ. And then he says, each of them has sons, meaning each of them has its people who are beloved to it. You either become a person of the dunya or you become a person of the akhirah. You either give your whole life for the dunya and you leave the akhirah, or you make a few sacrifices in this dunya and you choose the akhirah. وَلِكُلِّ وَاحِدٍ مِّنْهُمَا بَنُونَ. What does he say? فَكُونُوا مِنْ أَبْنَاءِ الْآخِرَةِ. Become of the people of the akhirah. Become of the people of akhirah. وَلَا تَكُونُوا مِنْ أَبْنَاءِ الدُّنْيَا. And do not become of the people of the world. فَإِنَّ الْيَوْمَ عَمَلٌ وَلَا حِسَابٌ. Look at the words of Hazrat Ali. Look at the words. فَإِنَّ الْيَوْمَ عَمَلٌ وَلَا حِسَابٌ. Today Allah says, do what you want, do what you want. I will not take you to account today, not today. Today you do what you want. وَغَدًا حِسَابٌ وَلَا عَمَلٌ. And tomorrow, on the day of Qiyamah, Allah will say, your time of amal, your time of deeds, your time of worship, your time of ibadah, your time of actions has all gone. Now is your hisab. Now is your hisab. How much have we prepared for this akhirah? How much have we prepared? Me and you, my brothers. if I were to die tomorrow, in what state will I die? In what state will I die if I were to die tomorrow? So this is my parting message today. I think today will be my last talk, inshallah, before I leave. So I just want to leave this message with you today. My dear respected elders and brothers, if we have the path of the Prophet, if Allah has shown us the way of the Prophet, then why are we choosing another way? We say we love the Prophet. Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe. What does He say? Aminu, believe. You claim to believe, you're not showing you believe. You claim to believe, you're not showing you believe. We claim to love the Prophet. Are we showing this love for the Prophet? I just want us to decide for ourselves today. Just decide for yourselves today. What has Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam done for me? What has the Messenger of Allah done for me? He used to cry at night for us. In Arafat, his dua was from when to when? His dua was from when the sun rose, from Tulu al-Shams to Zawal, to Duha. All that time, his dua. For who? For people like me and you. Hazrat Abu Bakr, Hazrat Umar are sitting around Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam one day. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says to them, I want to meet my brothers. I wish to meet my brothers. And they say, Nabi, we are your brothers. Hazrat Abu Bakr, Hazrat Umar, the two greatest people in history after the Anbiya. He says, Nabi, we are your brothers. He says, and Nabi sallallahu repeats his statement. He says, no, I want to meet my brothers. They say, are we not your brothers? We were your companions when you did hijrah. We supported you in the hard times. Are we not your brothers? Look at the answer Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gives. He says, no. My brothers in reality are those people, those of my ummatis, who will come in Akhir al-Zaman, the time before Qiyamah. They will bring Iman on me, without seeing my miracles, without seeing my characteristics, without seeing my beautiful face. They will bring Iman on me. These are my brothers. I wish to meet these brothers. Who are these brothers? These brothers are me and you. If I were to meet Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam today, with the state of my beard, with the state of my hair, with the state of my clothing, what am I going to say to the Prophet? He's going to look at me. Let it not be like he turned away from those two Christians. He turns his head away from us and he says, how you claim to be my ummati, you claim to be my ummati. Let it not be Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam turns his head away from us and he says, nay, not you. When he will intercede for the whole ummah, let it not be that he will see the likes of me and you and he will say, no, not you. Look at the position I put ourselves in. Even if he were to do it, nobody couldn't say anything. Nobody can say anything. Why? Because we have brought it upon ourselves. It is true what they say, success does lie of the dunya and of the akhirah, lies in following the ways of the Prophet. If we believe him to be the best, if you claim to love somebody, if you claim to love your wife, and you don't show any affection to your wife, wherever she tells you, you go against it. She says, buy this, you buy that. She says, do this, you do that. And you do everything against her. What's she going to think? She's going to think, my husband doesn't love me. You might, inside you might actually love him. You might actually love her. But she'd think, no, he doesn't love me. We claim to love the Prophet. Let it not be that the Prophet, he sees all our deeds and he says, how can this person be my ummati? How can this person claim to love me? I tell him to do this, he does the opposite. And this beard, my brothers, my dear respected elders and brothers, this beard, it's not sunnat. It's not sunnat. Sunnat sometimes we can do, sometimes we don't have to do. Sunnat, this beard is wajib. It's wajib. It is compulsory upon every single Muslim, every single mature Muslim keeping a beard is wajib. We will be questioned for it on the day of Qiyamah. It is wajib. It is compulsory. Now I just want us to decide, فَحَاسِبُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ قَبْلَ أَن تُحَاسِبُوا, that before your account is taken, take your own account and decide, where are we? How many of the rights of the Prophet have we fulfilled? How much have we done to repay the Prophet, to repay the love the Prophet has shown us? And how much are we faltering? How much are we faltering? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may He give us all the ability to to act upon. Firstly, give me the ability, and all our brothers listening here, all our sisters listening at home, may He give us all the ability to act upon what has been said. And may He give us all the ability to try to bring the Sunnat of the Prophet ﷺ inside our lives. If you are to bring the Sunnat of the Prophet inside our lives, I will guarantee you, Nabi Sallallahu, forget me guaranteeing, Nabi Sallallahu has guaranteed you, Man tamassaka bi sunnati inda fasadi ummati. If someone holds steadfast, if someone holds on to one of my sunnats at a time of fasad, at a time where the ummah will be in the state they are today, we can safely say this is the state of the ummah today, in the fasadi ummati. What is his reward? فَلَهُ أَجْرُ مِئَةِ شَهِيدٍ. He has the reward of 100 martyrs in the path of Allah. How many martyrs? 100 martyrs. And do you know what the ajr of one martyr is? It is said, before his breath touches the ground, all his major, minor sins, all his sins are forgiven. All his sins. You will get the reward of 100 martyrs if you hold steadfast to one sunnat of the Prophet. Even one. Even one. May Allah SWT gives the ability to hold steadfast to the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and gives the ability to act upon what has been said, and let us instill the life, the love of the Prophet and his Rasul inside our lives. Wa akhiru da'wana, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Inshallah we'll do